Hi, and welcome back to Futr Azn, where we highlight local Asian entrepreneurs and creatives here from Vancouver, BC. This is episode 8, and today I'll be featuring myself. I'm Romeo Reyes. I'm the host of Futr Azn. I'm a tattoo artist and owner of Zen Tattoo. I'm an actor with the character's talent agency, and I'm a transgender advocate. So I first opened Zen Tattoo back in 2016, and it was on Fraser Street with my sister Donna. At Studio D. I had my tattoo shop in the back on Fraser and 43rd, and then I moved it here now to Richmond in 2019. So next year will be 10 years. I've always loved tattoos, and I wanted to create a space that was like chill and welcoming and felt safe for people, because I've been getting tattoos since I was 18, and like back then there was like different tattoo studio vibes. Sometimes it'd be kind of like intimidating. I worked at a tattoo shop in North Delta, and it was definitely, like the biker vibes. I was studio manager there. And then I also worked at a tattoo shop in East Van, and it was a good experience. Like, I learned a lot from them, but there were always things that like I would change if I were to open up my own studio. And so, yeah, I took that into creating Zen Tattoo. And yeah, back in the day, like the vibes of tattoo studios were very intimidating and like very biker-like and everything. I know it's different now, but I would say that one experience that I had, one of like my most favorite like experiences visiting a tattoo shop, is when I went to visit Jeff Tam at Monkey King. I walked to his shop, and he was sitting outside of his shop on a bench with his then dog, little dog Bamboo, and he just looked very friendly and welcoming. And back then I wanted to get like a tribal red dragon tattoo on my side, which was inspired by this like pinup girl back in the day, Masumi Max. And when I talked to him, he actually encouraged me to get more of like an Asian style dragon. And he asked me like, oh, why did you want to get tribal? And I told him that because I already had like kind of tribal style, like smaller tattoos, I felt like I needed to continue that style. And he's like, no, you don't have to do that. I was like, yeah. Like, I just really appreciated the fact that he was friendly, welcoming, knowledgeable, and also, yeah, that design, it was like a red dragon that also had like Chinese characters on it, 3 different ones. And I chose 3 different words for the characters, and something that I learned from him that he pointed out to me back then was the fact that each character could have like one meaning, but if you stack them on top of each other, put them beside each other, it changes the whole meaning. So yeah, he pointed that out to me, and like I really appreciated that, because sometimes people will go into a shop or like will want to get a tattoo and base it more on the aesthetics, but not really do, I guess, the due diligence and learn the history or meanings behind it. Like, we just want this cool ass tattoo. But when you have an artist that actually cares about the work and the information and shares it with you, like, I just respect that. So yeah, my experience with him, it was just like super chill, and that's what also inspired me to open my shop. Like, I wanted to kind of create the same feeling where I felt like welcomed and just like good vibes all around. And also, like, ever since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated and like drawn to tattoos. I used to even like draw on my skin with Sharpies, and I would draw on my classmates' skin too, like when I was in high school, I think, and even like college. And just, yeah, ever since I was a kid, it was pretty much one of my dreams to become a tattoo artist when I grow up. There are many challenges with having a tattoo shop, working in the industry. When I was younger, my dumbass just thought, oh, yo, I want to be a tattoo artist, I will just apply. So back then, I think I was like maybe 17 or 18. I called up a well-known tattoo shop downtown, and this girl answers the phone. I'm like, hello, I would like to be a tattoo artist. I would love to apply, like I just said that. And she, on the other end of the phone, was like, it doesn't really work like that. Usually you would have to apprentice first. And she explained to me how it works, like how she encouraged, me to find an artist that I respected and I liked their work, and hopefully, get tattooed by them a bunch and create like a relationship with them, and hopefully they'd be open to taking you on as like an apprentice. And I was like, oh my God, my mind was blown. I didn't know how the hell it worked. And yeah, so I'd say a challenge was even trying to find a shop that was down to have me as an apprentice. Like, it was really hard to do that. So much so that like I pretty much had to teach myself. So when I worked as a studio manager at the very first tattoo shop I worked at in North Delta, this was pre-transition, so I appeared female. And because of that, that was very challenging for me because I was the first person that clients would come and see. Once they walk into the shop, I would have to greet everyone and book their appointments, deal with customers all the time. And I would get harassed a lot, sexually harassed by men a lot. And that made me super uncomfortable and made me feel really unsafe. And I know it's not just me. I know a lot of women and females have struggled with a lot of challenges in a male-dominated industry. I've heard like horror stories, even watching, I think it was like New York Inc. I believe it was this tattoo artist named Megan Massacre who said that like at one of the shops that she worked at early on in her career, she said one of her male coworkers pissed in her ink bottles. And I've heard just so many stories of bullying towards women working in these shops that I was just like, it's not even just tattoo shops. It's like almost pretty much every industry where women would get bullied, or just women would have to work way fucking harder to be able to do what they do in these male-dominated fields. So now things are better. There are more female tattoo artists out there, and I'm so fucking proud of all of them. It's so nice to see, like, in my years of being in this industry, whenever I would see a new female artist doing her thing, it would just make me so happy because of what I experienced working as a female in industry. Like, it just, yeah, I felt unsafe. And it wasn't until I started to transition and appear male that I felt like I was respected more and I felt safer. And yeah, that's just tough. Like, honestly, it's tough to be a woman. Another challenge I would say is, as an artist, it is really easy to fall into comparing yourself to other artists and their success, you know, whether they're busier than you or they have more followers, but you really don't know behind the scenes. Like, everyone struggles. So yeah, try not to compare yourself, I'd say, and just focus on doing the best work that you can. So right now, me and my friend Nathalie, we're doing this right now, which is Futr Azn, where we are featuring local Asian entrepreneurs and creatives. And we've been doing this since we launched it, I believe it was May 14th, like mid-month of May, for Asian Heritage Month. And I will actually be doing a guest spot at Monkey King in the fall. So look out for that. I'll be announcing when I will. And I do have a friend who is a Mamba Batok, meaning she practices the traditional Filipino tattooing, and she'll be here in the fall as well. I'll be hosting her. So yeah, hit me up if you're interested. And I'll also be hosting an indigenous Taiwanese hand poke artist in the fall as well. So look out for that. Yeah, to me, it's important to share my heritage and culture with people because when I first learned about Babayan script, I think it was like early 2000s or something. And back then, people were wanting to get the script tattooed on them. And even back then, it was referred to as alibata. But I didn't know that Filipinos had like an ancient script. When I saw it, I'm like, yo, that's so cool. How come I don't know about this? And also when I learned about batok, like, which is like traditional ancient Filipino tattooing, the tribal tattooing, my mind was blown. I learned about it first when I was actually opening up my first location on Fraser Street. Like, I knew that New Zealand, like the Maori, they had their tattooing. And I knew like Japanese tabori, like their traditional tattooing. Hawaiians, yeah. I was like, oh, I wonder if Filipinos have like this traditional tattooing too. And when I came across the documentary with Wang Od, I was like, wait, what? We have this? Is so cool. I was just so excited because I felt like if I had known about Babayan script or Filipino tattooing when I was younger, I would have felt more proud about my Filipino heritage growing up. And it's such a beautiful cultural practice, both of it, like the writing, the tattooing. It's just so cool. And like when I learned about it, I wanted to tell everyone I knew, whether it be my Filipino friends or Filipino clients, and even clients and friends who aren't Filipino. They were pretty interested too, and like they didn't know. And anytime I came across Filipinos who didn't hear about Babayan script, they're like, wait, what? We have our own writing? And I'm like, yeah! And I'd show them, and I tell them about my friend Christian Caboy, who wrote a book about Babayan script, and he actually does lectures about it, travels around. He has based a lot of his like life work as an artist on Babayan script. I just felt the need to spread the good word because it's so cool, and it's something that I feel like should not go extinct. I want it to keep going. I want people to know about it, and like I want other fellow Filipinos to be proud about their heritage too. And talking about it with like my clients, with my friends, I noticed that it's not just myself. There's a lot of people, a lot of Filipinos that are just as proud or just as excited, and also yearning for more knowledge of our history. There's a tendency for Filipinos like in North America to be more interested in like pre-colonial times. The ancient history and cultural practices, more so than people still living in the Philippines, I'd say. I think, like from what I've heard, people living in the Philippines are more interested in maybe Western culture. So yeah, it's nice to find fellow Filipinos who are like just as passionate and interested in the same thing. So yeah, it's so important to share, to talk about it, because you never know. You might find someone who's like also has the same like idea, like, yeah, I want to learn more. And then like, we're just making our ancestors proud. So yeah, it's very important. My advice, literally, is just fucking do it. If there's something you want to do, you've been just like thinking about it and been like, oh, like I want to, but like just fucking do it. Because honestly, it's, you know, that saying, it's like, oh, on the other side of fear is like exactly what you want. And with anything that you want to do, yeah, it's scary and shit, but I kind of feel like if you are scared to do something, do it even more. Because once you do that, you're like, oh wait, what was I afraid of? What the hell, you know? And it'll open you up to the idea of more goals, more things that you want to do. And if you do hear people like, you know, trying to talk you down, say like, oh no, you can't do that, it's too hard, or like trying to talk you out of what you actually want to do, just turn that shit off. Don't listen to them. That is just their projections of their own insecurities and their limiting beliefs as to what they think is possible for themselves. That's not you. You know what you want to do. Shut that shit out. Like, don't listen to them. And just believe in yourself. Just do it. Like, honestly, anything you want to do, it's possible. I'll be running a promotion if you watch this video, and if you'd like to get tattooed, when you send me an email or fill out my booking form or DM me, just mention Futr Azn and you'll get $50 off your next tattoo. Oh yeah, you can find me at, I have a website, zen-tattoo.com. I'm also on Instagram at Zen Tattoo. Also my personal account, which is at Zen Romeo. I'm on TikTok too, at Zen Romeo. I think I also have at Zen Tattoo 604, and then at Futr Azn, at FUTR.AZN. Yeah, I think that's it.